If you have been going back and forth about whether or not lives are the right thing for you, well, hopefully today's session will encourage you as we discuss this whole topic around why lives feel harder than they should. If this is something that sounds like a topic you're interested in, do consider sticking around. But if you're completely and totally new to me, welcome. My name is Janine. I'm a live video strategist with 10 years experience. I'm the founder of my business and brand, Boss It Live, and I help business owners stop relying on pre-recorded content and start showing up confidently with live video. I teach a simple, repeatable system to help you attract the right audience, build engaged communities that become your customers and clients. Now, I am actually streaming across both LinkedIn and YouTube simultaneously. So I'm just going to double check, make sure that everything is okay. Happy New Year to those of you that catch me on YouTube. I haven't been live on the old tube in a little while, but those of you that are catching me on LinkedIn, I was live yesterday. Let me just check on sound quality to make sure everything is okay. Yes, I can see myself, hear myself okay. As you know, you've got to have yourself a second device. Now, guys, if any of you are watching live on LinkedIn and you're like, hold on a minute, I'm talking to her and she's not replying to me. Sometimes comments don't show up very well. Having said that, yesterday, it was all tickety-boo yesterday. It was totally fine, but we'll have to see how we go today. If you managed to catch me live yesterday on LinkedIn, this is not for you guys on YouTube at the moment, but we're going to get into today's topic. If you caught me yesterday on my live, what you may have picked up on was that my energy was a little bit down, way down there in the jungle deep. It wasn't as uplifted and as vibrant as usual because I was having a lot of struggles technically just before I came onto the live stream. Who's joining me today? Hey, Fraser, Framsy. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining today. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Hopefully we will get to catch up this year at some point. Are you back from New York? Do let me know. Fraser and myself, I've known him for a very long time. It's been one of he knows me from way back in the day. We met through, I think, Periscope. But thank you so much for jumping in. Please feel free to repost this or share this if this is a topic that sounds relevant to you. Now, you guys know I like to give you a visual. Do it. Do it. Start going live. We are moving into the era, the live stream era. And if you've been holding back, perhaps some of the reasons you're holding back are for what we're going to be talking about today, for some of the reasons I'm going to be covering on today's topic. And I get it. I totally understand. As I mentioned, yesterday was a really challenging day for me. By the way, Happy New Year to any of you who haven't seen me in a while. As I said, I'm streaming across YouTube and LinkedIn. Yesterday, I went live with the intention of bringing such a great experience, and I had a succession of things go wrong, which made me question if I should show up. But I cannot preach to yourselves about showing up, going live, being intentional if I'm not doing the same thing myself. Would you agree or would you disagree? Okay, you're back home now. Great. Well, it's good to have you back. Welcome back. Would you agree or disagree? We have to be what we say to others. You know, any change that we want to see has to first begin with us. The change I want to see has to first begin in me. And whatever it is that you're preaching, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever you're advocating for out here as a thought leader, a business owner, we have to show up and be about that, don't we? So, of course, I said, no, I'm going to make sure that I show up. And unfortunately, I showed up. And it was a bit of a poo storm. Anyway, forgive me for those of you on LinkedIn. No, I'm not a professional. Yes, I am a professional, 100%. Okay, so we're talking about why lives feel harder than it should. Before I get onto the topic, I want to remind you, if you would like to be featured in one of my upcoming live streams, you absolutely can do so. If you have a question or there's something you would like to see me cover, please drop it into the comment section. If you are watching me on YouTube, you will see in the description there is a Google form that you can fill out. And that's the case for those of you that's whatever platform you actually find me on and you want me to feature your question, there is a Google form. So those of you that are on LinkedIn, you can drop a comment below. If you want to, you can also click the featured pinned post at the top of my page. And those of you that are on YouTube, you can drop into the description, find the link there and fill out the form. You don't have to give your email address unless you want to be notified that I am going to be doing your question on a specific live stream. If not, that's fine. You can fill out the form. And I would love to answer the questions that you have. And of course, you're still welcome to ask questions in the chat. No question is silly. So please make sure you keep your comments coming, your questions coming. I love to receive them. So let's get into topic. I've got a few other announcements as well for you, but let's get into why lives feel harder than they should. And let me know what your thoughts are on the topic. Are you team live or team no go live? And I would love to know why you are, and either way. All right, so let's talk about the first thing. The first thing I want to bring to the screen is that I absolutely 100% acknowledge that lives can feel hard. And that's one of the reasons why people say, oh, I just don't want to do lives. They feel too hard. It feels too complex, especially as there's a lot of software, AI, all these different things. It might feel really overwhelming. Hello and welcome to those of you jumping in live. It might feel very overwhelming. It feels too hard when you think about all of the moving parts. But I submit to you that that's a mindset shift that you absolutely need to have. Lives are actually not difficult at all. If you think about it in comparison to some of the other forms of content that are out there, short form video content, shorts, reels, TikToks, it takes a lot to record, edit, and now people are getting more fancy with their edits. It takes a lot of time to do that. The layering of the content, the overlays, all of the different things. It takes a while to do that. And most people, if they're leaning into video content right now, it's short form video content. So when you think about comparing it, and you can't compare the two as in they do exactly the same, they don't. But if you think about them in terms of creating content, then it's a lot easier to show up and go live. At a very foundation, all you need is your mobile device to go live. Yes, if you're going live on LinkedIn, you do need to be using one of the approved partners for streaming partners to use software to go live. But if you're thinking about practicing it or going live on the likes of other platforms, YouTube, you can go live with your mobile as long as you have the requirement. But it may seem like it's hard, but it really is not. So that's the first thing I want to say to you. You need to shift your mindset. It's not as hard as it seems. The next thing is that why lives feel harder than it should, it can feel like it's pressurized. What do I mean when I say that lives feel pressurized? Well, pressurized to actually show up. And it can feel pressurized because you're thinking about the live viewers and the whole live experience, because a lot of people do focus on the live number that's appearing on the screen. And I get it. You're going live, so you want to see that live number, and that can be the focus. What I do want to remind you is that how people are consuming lives now and compared to a few years ago is completely different. Certainly, it's not the same from when I first started going live. If any of you have been going live as long as me, shout out to the Decade crew, started on the likes of Periscope, you will know that it was different. People were absolutely captivated by live streams and would watch them for hours upon hours. But as things have evolved, how people are using and interacting with content as a whole has shifted. So you definitely have to approach it a bit differently, but it doesn't need to feel pressurized in any way, shape, or form. You get to create the narrative in whatever way you want to. You get to shape lives in whatever way you want to. And one of the things that I want to say to you is that no one is expecting a perfectly polished piece of live stream content, because the operative word is live. People are there and they get it, that it's a real-time experience. So take some of that pressure off, and start going live without, just feeling a little bit more loose and a bit more free. The next thing I want to say to you is that lives feel harder than they should because people feel too self-aware. Again, it's the whole live stream experience. Feel too self-aware. I'm live. What if especially those of you who are on LinkedIn, you might feel like, you're putting your best foot forward as a thought leader, as an expert, as a coach, consultant, whatever industry you're in, absolutely 100%. But there might be a little bit of fear around or hyper focusing on the fact that you can feel a bit aware. What if I am not able to keep the flow of conversation going? What if someone asks me a question I can't answer? What if no one shows up? What if too many people show up? There's all these different things that can come up. And what I do see happen quite a bit is this whole thing of feeling self-aware, i.e. how I look, how do I sound? A lot of creators and business owners who are going live are still focusing too much on themselves. Stop looking at yourself like this and start looking at the camera lens, and stop getting distracted by all of the things that don't actually matter. How you look, how you sound. People are not looking at you through a microscopic lens, ready to pull apart how you look or how you sound. What people care about is what you have to say and the experience you create for them. What do you create? What do you offer? How are you helping them? Giving them that quick win from going live. It doesn't need to be all of that. Take the focus off yourself. Think about your audience and start showing up. The next thing is feeling too exposed. So again, this is a bit similar to feeling self-aware, but live streams give you no place, nowhere to hide or run, right? And I can see I've got a comment that's come up. Hello, Karita. Do, 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 do. Thank you for being here, my dear. Bless you. I know you came in a little while ago, or you've been here you've just popped in. Thank you so much for being here. Really do appreciate it. For those of you that are jumping in, just to recap very quickly, we are talking about why live video feels harder than it should. And I'm here to challenge the narrative for those of you who've just been feeling like it's too hard, I can't get my head around it, perhaps I'll do something else. Do people really still care about it? Yes, they do. Do your due diligence, do your research. The live stream economy is continuing to grow. I mentioned this yesterday, how many platforms are really focusing on integrating live stream tools to allow you to expand beyond your borders, i.e. one way of going live. So we now can use streaming software to multi-stream on the one platform, in horizontal, in vertical. Why would they be doing that? So I want you to know that this is your time. There is a gap in the market, especially if you're on LinkedIn. Especially if you're on LinkedIn, don't worry about the low numbers or there is a window of opportunity for you to be a front runner. Don't wait until the 11th hour, all right? So going back to what I was saying about feeling too exposing going live, you need to just remember what I said a moment ago. It's about creating the experience. And yes, it may feel a little bit, you have less control because it's the real-time live experience. If you say the wrong thing or you trip up, listen, I get it. Yesterday, for those of you that caught the session yesterday, I was talking on a point, completely forgot what I was talking about. I was like, what was you saying? And I just carried on. And there was a moment where I just thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to trash this live. It's really not. So I'm a live video expert with 10 years experience. What I'm saying to you is we all have those days where we don't feel like we put our best foot forward, where we feel like we didn't do a good job. But the things that we see, things that we're pulling apart, people are not paying that much close attention to yourself as you might think. Let me know what you think about this. People aren't really looking. People are not paying. Half the time people are multitasking. Anyway, what did you say? I think Karita said to me yesterday, she was multitasking when she came to my live. So she probably missed a mistake as well. So don't worry about feeling exposed. All right. Don't worry about that. The next thing is that we need to think about and focus on what to do instead. So rather than feeling exposed and overly self-aware and it feels too hard and it's too pressured, I want to share with you a few things that I want you to take a chance on, to lean into in this next season and start integrating lives into your strategy. And when I say integrate lives into your strategy, first things first, I really want you to focus on solo lives, not collaborations. Don't lead with collaborations. If you're adding them in, that's fine. But don't lead with collaborations. If you'd like me to elaborate more on why I say that, please let me know in the chat and I'll add it to one of my lives. But it really needs to be about your message and you connecting with your audience first, rather than diluting down your message. Now, before I get into sharing with you what you should do instead, I want to invite you to the opportunity to join my 5-day live video challenge. Go Live in 5 Sales Edition is back. We are back for the next cohort next month, starting Monday, the 9th of February. Get your space now. Secure your space for this challenge. This is an epic challenge that is 5 days of, it's not even just 5-day challenge. You are getting some chef's kiss coaching. Chef's kiss, right? If you've seen any of me, I shouldn't have had one of me testimonials, but it's 5 days of coaching, 5 days of fun live stream training. It's going to be, you're going to have swipe files to help you start showing up and going live. You're going to have a workbook that you're going to be able to take with you and begin to and continue to implement. You're going to get access to my private community as well. And we're going to throw in a few live stream challenges for you as well. So for those of you that get onto the challenge and start learning some of the framework, I'm going to teach you my signature framework to attract, engage, and convert. So for those of you that are feeling really spicy and ready to go live, then there'll be an opportunity for you to do that and practice implementing some of the things that you learn on the challenge. So if you are watching this on YouTube and you would like to sign up for the Go Live in 5 challenge, everything will be detailed in the description. The link will be there for you. And if you are over on LinkedIn, everything will be below in the comments section. So make sure that you join. It's going to be fantastic. So now let's get on to what to do instead. If you've got this far, that tells me that you are interested in leaning into this in the next, let's say, 90 days. You're looking at leaning into lives in the next season. You want to know a little bit more. This is whet your appetite. And we got another comment here. And Carita has said, I really enjoyed the Go Live in 5 challenge. I'm about to execute all that I learned. Well, I'm really excited. Thank you very much. So Carita was on the last cohort of the Go Live in 5 challenge. So be sure to don't take my word for it. Take the word from someone who's in the old live stream. So thank you very much, Carita, for sharing. And for those of you that have done the challenge or you are interested in the challenge, it might not be for you, please make sure that you're sharing it with your connections, with your friends as well, because let's get as many people. My heart and passion is to see people going live, taking their gifts, their expertise, their thought leadership, and showing up live. Listen, the content that's out there at the moment, I'm saying this on Instagram earlier on, it was just the same old same. You have an opportunity to shine your light in a different way. All right, so let's talk about what to do instead of thinking it's too hard and you don't want to do it. Well, here is a Go Live checklist that I want you to do. It's nothing heavy at all, darlings, but I want you to commit to just one live per week. Now, before I say any more, I want you to give yourself a start date. Probably should put that on the old list. I want you to give yourself a start date. In the next week, 2 weeks, within the next 30 days, I am going to start going live. Set a date. Set a date, right? Set a time to start, right? You can change it. It's subject to change, but set the date. That's the most important thing that you need to do. And then I want you to commit to just one live per week. One per week to start. Any less than that you're not going to build up momentum, truth be told. And any less than that gives your audience an opportunity to forget about you. And we don't want anyone to forget about you. So commit to one live per week. All right. Another thing I want to say, friends, give it just 90 days. The time is going to go anyway. So there's no harm in you trying. 90 days. Start dates, commit to just one live per week. I want you to simplify the process. Make it as easy as possible for yourself when you first get started. You don't have to do what I'm doing, bringing up overlays, questions, banners, video clips. You don't have to do all of that to get started. That can feel like what I mentioned earlier on, where I said that lives feel too hard. So I want to remove all of your objections. You don't have to be doing all the bells and whistles to get started at all, friends. But you do need to start in order to be great. It's as simple as that. So show up at the same time each week. I mentioned that. Same time each week to build the culture. People know when to expect you. And even if they cannot get to the live stream, they will know to go back to watch the replay because they'll know it's there. And start with short live sessions, just 10 minutes. Now, I don't know what I'm playing at because these are supposed to be 10 minutes. I was doing very well towards the end of last year because I was going live earlier and I just was going through the content very quickly. But now I'm kind of seeing more of you popping up, which is great. So 10 minutes, that's just to remove your objections. Here is the list. If you want to take a screenshot, feel free to do so. But this is what I'm asking you to do. And like I said, please commit to it at least 90 days. Any less than that, you're not going to have sufficient enough data to know what is working from what is not. And I'm going to just give you a bit of vanilla because I have to be truthful with you. When you start, ain't nobody coming. Nobody. Let's just call a spade a spade. No one's going to come at the beginning, and that's okay because we need to understand the power of the replay. So make sure that you're packaging your live stream for your replay viewers. But as you continue to go along, you will see people start to show up more and more. And don't be afraid if no one shows up. There is a replay. If you're doing like what I'm doing today, I'm on LinkedIn. Welcome everyone that's coming in. But I'm also live streaming on YouTube. What is YouTube? A search engine. Hello. So people are watching my videos from however many years ago. I'm getting comments from videos that I posted years ago, 20,000+ views, 40,000+ views on videos that I posted years ago. It's the gift that keeps on giving. You don't have to listen. Today is the first time I've uploaded a long form piece of content in well over a month because I took a break, well over a month. But my channel has been, I don't know if I told you guys this, my channel has just hit monetization. I can now apply to get into the YouTube partner program. Get in there, my son. And my channel hit 4,000 subscribers from not posting because your content stays in circulation. So we don't need to worry about sweating the small stuff. Oh, no one's watching me or whatever. Your people will come back, all right? So I want to just check, does anyone have any questions about anything that I have shared? Please do drop it into the comments. Shout out to those of you watching me on YouTube, as well as those of you watching me on LinkedIn. And I would like to ask you if you would like to share, whether live or replay, what has been your biggest takeaway from today's session? My aim is to whet your appetite and get you thinking a little bit more outside of the box, getting out of your own way, removing your objections. And if you need any further help, you'd like to discuss deeper dive strategy, then you are more than welcome to drop me a DM. If you are on LinkedIn, drop me a DM if you'd like to find out a bit about my coaching services, my strategy sessions. For those of you that are on YouTube, unfortunately, we don't have DMs, but you can drop your interest or your comment in the comment section and let me know what your handle is and what social media platform. And then obviously I can jump over there to message you. Or you can actually send me an email. The details in the description. Thank you so much for saying congratulations. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It has been a journey, guys. That's the thing as well. We all want the high reel, don't we? Really quickly. But the truth is, I keep forgetting something. I keep forgetting to do this. I must do this. I must remember to do this. I always forget to add the comments in. I apologize. That's so naff of me. But in any case, am I pointing the right way? Or I think it's showing in reverse. If I'm pointing the wrong way, I'm having to look at my phone. Hold on. Am I pointing in the wrong direction? Is it over there? Was it over there? I don't know. It's terrible. Well, to me, it's showing it anyway. You don't need to know all that. The point is, my friends, that Rome was not built in a day. It was not. And as much as us want to get up there at warp lightning speed, we have to build. And when we actually are intentional with building, that's when we can sustain that thing that we have been working towards building. Is that not the truth? Am I right or am I right about it? But it's time to step out, friends. Let's not sign a banana and be one of the bunch. Shout out to Myron Golden for that. We're not here to sign a banana and be a part of the bunch anymore. All right. So we were talking about today why live video feels harder than it should. My advice and words to you are just do it, friends. Let's do it. If you want some help, you know where I am. A reminder that if you want to be featured on my live stream, the form is in the description. If you're on YouTube, if you're on LinkedIn, drop a comment below, or you can head to the top of my profile and you can submit the form to be featured. If you want to know the date of your featured question in my live, then drop your email, but that is totally optional. As I mentioned to you as well, we are running the next cohort of the Go Live in 5 challenge, which starts on the 9th of February. So if you would like to sign up for my challenge, I'm going to be teaching you my 5-part framework that is all about attracting your leads, growing your audience, and converting your viewers into customers. The framework works if you work it. It's been working for me all these years. And so I'm going to share that framework with you. And for those of you that are feeling really brave, you can actually jump on and do some of the live challenges that you'll have. There'll be live missions as well. But for those of you that just want to, you're not necessarily ready for the challenge, but you do want to be part of a live stream community for business owners, then please join our ALA community where you can sign up for the community pass. And this is a business community for creators who go live or who are planning to go live. Again, that is linked in the description. It's also at the top of my page. Or if you'd like to ask me a question about how you can join the community, what's involved, what the cost is, then feel free to send me a DM. That's it for today, friends. Thank you so much for being here. If you're on YouTube, be sure to click on the video that pops up on the screen. Those of you that are on LinkedIn, I will see you all again very soon. All right, take care. Good night and God bless. Bye for now.